Attention, please.
And now, it's Cutter's Rockcast.
Yep. Shit, really?
I brought my cup.
Wisconsin cryotherapy, does that work?
No, it doesn't work.
No? Okay.
What are you, Simon Cowell?
Simon Cowell, really?
Yeah, he's into that cryo stuff.
Oh, that way. Like, I do not look like Simon Cowell, man. Yeah, that cryotherapy works, though.
I heard.
Remember that motorcycle accident I was in a few years ago? Okay, that's why I can walk. See?
Really?
It really helped a lot, though.
Nice, dude.
My hair is out of control. See, now you're making me self-conscious about it.
I think it looks great.
I was on earlier with Brent Smith, Shinedown. And so one of the listeners, it was live, and one of the listeners goes, "Man, that guy from Razor looks like Nick Cage, real bad."
I don't see that, man. I don't see it.
If anything's ever made me want to change my look, it's that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, that's pretty infamous.
That's I guess.
He's got to learn all the lines from Gone in 60 Seconds.
I also have to go have a mental breakdown in public.
Yes.
Real drunk like, and then do really shitty movies for a little bit of money just so I can pay my child support.
Yes. Who doesn't want that life for themselves?
But I will watch American Treasure with my kids day in, day out.
I'm with it.
Absolutely. Anyway, dude, Matt from Ashes to New. How are you, man?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I am fantastic. Thank you for taking some minutes, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I can't help but notice that there's no From Ashes to New stuff going on the wall back there, man.
Well, I mean, what do you want? Because, see, you get the Metallica. Dude, that blanket, though, I think I'm going to change that blanket out because I've got some punk rock flags I need to hang out.
All right.
See, and there's a skull.
Well, we don't have any flags, but we
do like the Storm didgeridoo.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Nice. We'll get you a lock of Danny's hair.
Yes. I'll put that on a locket, though. I'll wear it
That's
here against my heart.
That's that real ginger hair, man. That's it might bring some sort of luck. I don't know.
In my life. It might also, it'll take my soul, but then it'll hold it right there so that nobody else can take it.
Exactly. It will repel evil souls because souls in general, right?
Yes. So can I make a real, true, honest statement? I really like this song.
What are you listening to? you just like turn it up and you're listening to like Metallica right now. I'm like, oh, cool, man. That's awesome.
No, dumbass. I'm talking about your song, Panic.
Oh, the song that we have out. Oh, that one.
I have to say it like that because we go back a ways, right? And we've talked about other songs, and I've been like, yeah, the listeners dig it, but I don't know if whatever.
I've been honest.
Dude, and I'll never not be. And I think that's why, I'm happy to say you and I are still get along, friends and whatever. But I really do like this song, man. I really do.
Thank you. Yeah, it was it embodies literally everything the song talks about, I mean, just every moment of it. The record itself was like getting the producer in the room some days was just panic. It was like, dude, are we ever going to get this record done? So yeah, man, it was that magical last track too. You always hear it probably from every interview you ever do. It's always the magical last track. That's what Panic is.
It's good. It turned out well. It's heavy too. I mean, is the record as a whole, and by saying this is the title track and obviously the lyrics are what they are, does this embody the album? I mean, as far as the heaviness, the serious tone of the lyrics, but also just kind of in your face.
Yeah. There's a lot on this record like that. There's some stuff on this record you haven't heard from us either. Like I'm singing on this record. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Same exact reaction. I'm like, we're in the studio, like, you should sing this song. And I'm like,
Mom?
This guy? Wait. That guy, right? So yeah, it's different. Danny, the tone that you hear from Danny, like in Panic, all the way throughout the record, and some songs even heavier. So, we really just wanted to be aggressive. We wanted to be aggressive in the nostalgia of our roots. And we wanted to keep, like you said, the serious tone lyrically. We've always taken the approach of overcome adversity and do the right thing. And like, that was kind of always everything that we've done as a band. Well, this time around, we wanted to go, well, before you get to that spot of feeling like you can overcome something or that you recognize you're doing something wrong, before you can get there, you have to make the mistakes, right? Or you have to feel that way. So that's what this record is. This record is explaining how it feels to be in that position rather than kind of being preachy and saying overcome that position.
Gotcha. I like it. It
Thanks,
does
man.
have, I don't want to say it sounds growing up, but it does. And I mean that in the nicest way possible.
You're
I
not
don't
little
mean that
kids
to
anymore. Look at you.
well, you're not the little
I love
baby
you too,
band.
Connor.
You're not the little baby band opening up the festival anymore. Also, Eagles suck.
Aww.
Football. Do you think football is going to work out this year? Let's talk about that stuff.
What do you mean?
Jesus, really? I have no Packer stuff sitting here.
Bro, come on.
Got
Sorry, I derailed you from
got a
talking
TV
good about our
handle.
music. There you go. There you go.
Pretty sure it was Mac's girlfriend's, to be honest. It's just still sitting here.
I derailed you from talking good about our music, so we
I know,
can
way to go.
talk about sports. I think football's going to happen, and then maybe we can go back and plug the record some more. I don't know, man. Honestly, I hope. I mean, like, music's not happening. You know what I mean? I mean, like, we're releasing stuff, but we're not playing, and that's what I live my life for. Besides my family, of course.
All right.
So the only other thing that I get excited about really is football.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I mean, everything around me is Eagles. You know what I mean? So I hope to God it happens. I don't know that it will. I'm 50-50 on it. As long as they pump some crowd noise through the TV, I think I can handle not having people there.
Yeah, I just want to see the games, right?
Yeah.
That'd be nice. But Faith No More, From Ashes to New. You know why I said Faith No More? Hold on. I'm going to do this.
You got a notification?
Because I always type FANTN, right? FATN, From Ashes to New.
Yep.
Faith No More, FNM. I do it when I shorthand my logs, my charts, all of that.
I do that with the Data Remember and All That Remains.
ADPR, yep.
Yeah, and for some reason, the acronyms, man, like, they're great when you have a long band name, like From Ashes to New. But then they're also really, like, we'll get FAN, or we'll get ATN, or we'll get, like, most of the time people just leave the from out completely. They're just like, yeah, Ashes to New. And I'm like, oh. Like you know Stephen Curry?
Yeah.
So he squashed a deal with Nike, went with Under Armour because Nike called him Steven.
Instead of Steph.
Mm-hmm. They're like, yeah, Steven, what do you think? He's like, I think I'm not signing with you. So next time you call me Faith No More.
That should be you should be honored.
That is an honor.
Legends. Anyway, it is hard to say from Ashes to New. Here's new music from Ashes to New.
Do you ever try Bye?
Here's new music by From Ashes to New.
I guess that sounds kind of crappy, huh?
It works.
It just doesn't have the like the long I vowel.
When you say latest from, latest by doesn't work. But if you go latest or new from, sounds better than new by. You know what I mean?
My dude's in.
My best friends in From Ashes to New.
My BFFs. My BFFs.
Okay. There was a real reason I asked about the football thing, because I know how huge of a fan you are, and you obviously showing your Eagles wear. Having your music, because your music can lend itself to that world real easily. Yeah. Is that something that you've had in the back of your mind ever? Like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if a song, whatever, Panic showed up in the latest Philadelphia Eagles promo video or Green Bay Packers promo video, whatever, you know?
I mean, I'll
Dallas
take the Packers if they're using RB. No, you know what? They can keep my music right out of that stadium.
Yeah, ours too.
But no, man, like, you know, my wife and I, we go to a game. We've gone to a game every year for like, I don't even know, like a decade now, probably. And it is when you're sitting in the stands and you hear like they play Papa Roach all the time.
Of course.
At Lincoln Financial, you know what I mean? They play Disturbed. Like you'll hear, I mean, you hear like that's the pump up music when you're at a stadium, dude. Like, could you imagine if you put on, so you know, like I don't know what's a good like Bruno Mars, you know what I mean? Like you're like smashing each other. You know, Bieber comes over top. It's like, huh? But Papa Roach and you know all the metal comes up, and it's like one day, man, I'm gonna be sitting there and I'm like, no.
I think every stadium has that sort of same playlist inside.
Yeah.
There's Enter Sandman, there's Crazy Train, there's Down with the Sickness, Last Resort. Yeah. You just freeze on me? He just froze on me. Is it my internet that made it freeze? Shit.
But I'm caught in a panic. I'm lost and I'm damaged. Can't find my way. All I want is someone to save me. 'Cause I
I'm gonna record him.
and I can't escape.
Because okay, so Matt from Masters New. Dude, your computer locks up. We lose for a second. As that happens, my doorbell rings. And it's a private investigator.
Are you being serious?
I swear to God.
It's weird.
It's so a few years ago, rest his soul, my good friend Jerry took his life. And it was around Thanksgiving. Well, he had been left a motorcycle by his dad. And apparently nobody knows where it is. So this private investigator just showed up at my house that his mom hired. They didn't get along at all. That his mom hired looking for this motorcycle.
Why you just ride out of the garage on it? Just
What motorcycle?
What are you talking about? Wheeling down the street?
I don't know, like why? Like because I'm a bike? Because I ride a motorcycle? Is that why you're here?
No, I just got some of the parts. I don't have the whole thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then, like, so my ex-wife is here with the kids. She's the one who came down to my basement. Like, there's a private investigator here looking for you. I'm like, did dude just cut the power? Like,
it's not even Friday yet, man. It's getting strange, dude.
Oh my
God! It was like EMP went off in my house. I was like, what just happened? Gone.
So so your whole computer just shuts down. I'm thinking over here like the feds just showed up and are trying to raid my house or something, you know? Oh, all right.
We're gonna be on the Reddit conspiracy feed by the end of the day.
5G. 5G. That's what did it.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what it is.
It was the lizard people who incorporate the political figures having their demon babies put there by alien semen. Anyway.
Jesus.
Hey, that's what apparently one of those doctors really think. But I digress. So let's start over. Yeah?
Yep. Well, I mean, we could pick up where we left off.
We'll have the pause in between, but what were we talking about? We were talking about your music being used at sporting events. That's where we were last.
Yep.
Which would be amazing. But let's talk more about Panic. Let's talk more about this record as a whole. Because third albums, you know, we talked a little bit about the seriousness of the tone of the lyrics, like it's grown up a little bit. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. But it hasn't been that long since the second record either. I mean, at what point did you guys know you're going to start writing this and working on this and get those creative juices continuing to flow? And then to decide to be able to do this during a pandemic?
Yeah, I think that, we don't ever really stop, right? We're always creating. It's what we love to do. It's what we signed up for. So we're going to work as hard as we can, So I think that, right after that last record was done, we're like, okay, what can we do to make the next record even better? And that's kind of the way we approach it, like a sporting event, right? Like we don't focus on the past and we don't necessarily focus on the future, but the task at hand. And that's kind of the way that we looked at it. And we were actually really lucky. We finished this right before the pandemic hit. So we actually have been sitting on it for a while because it's been a moving dartboard. It's, when are we releasing it? That day moved. You know what I mean? So it's like, a lot of times bands will release albums on the heels of a tour. So you put a tour together, you get an album, you put it all together, and boom, you throw it out there. Well, we don't have that ability or that opportunity, and Panic couldn't have come in the weirdest, strangest, almost most awful way, more perfect time. And the fan, reception and reaction has been absolutely incredible in the very short period of time that it's been out. That the record label and the band got together and said, you know what, I think that we're going to do this a little differently this time around, and we're going to put this record out in the middle of everything that's going on, and we'll see what happens.
Doesn't hurt to try. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't know until you do it. And you're not the only ones releasing records, obviously. And August is going to be huge because you have From Ashes to News Panic. You have a Seether record. You have the Metallica S&M thing. I mean, there's a lot of Avatar. There's a lot of great music coming this fall. And it feels like it's going to continue because what do you do when you can't tour as a musician?
We've been working on what we call the quarantine covers. And
music. You work on music, whether it's covers, whether it's originals, whatever. Tell me more about the quarantine covers, though. I'm curious.
Dude, I mean, we're not in the same area. The band, none of the band members are from the same area.
Right.
For the majority, and we're in different states. Matt is kind of a moving piece. I think he's in Pennsylvania where I'm at right now, but he's in LA most of the time. So we're not able to get together, so we do everything remotely, kind of like you and I are right now. We'll do like a Zoom where we talk, or mainly FaceTime. You know what I mean? We'll talk about the ideas, and then we'll get together and we'll record songs, and we ask the fans what they want to hear, and the fans will tell us, or we'll put out like 3 songs, like vote on these 3 songs. What do you want to hear? And we put it together, and every now and again we'll pick one for ourselves too. So that's what we did with the Wake Me Up When 2020 Ends parody of the Green Day song. It was just, it was one of them. It was just one of them things, because all we do is eat, sleep, and breathe music. So
Right.
Danny made a joke referencing the 2 lines from the beginning of that song. And I'm like, write it, turn it into a song, dude, because this is incredible. And that's how we operate, just music all day, every day.
Is there something that's been suggested that made you go, oh, I can't do that?
Oh man. I mean,
because I mean,
I don't know that,
you guys are a very talented band, and I don't think there's probably not much you couldn't do if you really sat down and tried. But
yeah. I mean, I don't think that there's really anything that we've looked at and went, I don't know that we can pull that off. I think there's been some stuff that we've looked at and we see like we try to stick to some like older stuff. And, for you and I, older stuff is like AC/DC and Led Zeppelin. And like, you know what I mean? That's
27.
well, yeah, right. Well, my dad was is a Zeppelin fan, so he grew up with Zeppelin and all that stuff.
Right.
So that's like older stuff to me. You know what I mean? Like my era is the early 2000s. So that's what I consider, my classic music is like Disturbed and Evanescence and, Linkin Park and, bands like that. So, we try to stick to the stuff that's that or older. There's been people that have requested newer songs in our area of the industry. And as much as we respect those artists, like it doesn't really make sense for us to cover some of those artists because we see them as peers. So I just think that it would be weird unless maybe we were doing a cover of their song with them. Then that would be pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Right. Is there some dude? Who would you work? See, now I'm putting this together in my head. I'm like, who would From Ashes to New sound good with covering Yeah, you mentioned Evanescence. That would be fun. You get Amy Lee.
one.
Did you? With Amy?
Yeah.
Not with Amy.
No, not with Amy.
I'm
No.
saying with Amy.
That'd be cool. We actually like. It was one of the things where you got to try and reach out to people. Like, and she was gone for so long, and then she came back, and like all the people who had connects with her from like that we have connects with in the industry, like I don't know how to get a hold of her anymore. So it's like, yeah. So, but we did do a Papa Roach cover of their song "Gravity" with Jen Ledger from Skillet. So that was
Oh,
pretty
that's right. I forgot you
Yeah.
guys did that. That was
Yeah.
cool. That was cool.
Yeah, that was fun, man. And we've got one coming up that we're working, like a real big one right now. We're trying to get a bunch of different artists together and do like a real big collab with something that we feel is real special during the current climate.
Excellent. I thought about doing that myself with just my acoustic guitar, but I can't get anybody over here to sing. So
Spoken word, bro. It was a long way.
Yeah, spoken word.
Yeah.
Katie would be good at spoken word, my co-host. She was going to join us for this, but was not able to. There we go. And I just tap some stuff on my acoustic guitar and just, it's almost like rap, but it's not.
Just talk it out, man. This is good. He's like, he's going the distance. He's going for speed. You know what I mean? Like, just talk it out, my man.
I really want cake now.
I'm super hungry for some reason.
I'm super hungry, man. There was a private investigator here. I had to hide stuff. You know what I mean? It's not legal in Wisconsin.
I was going to say, I know what you're looking for.
I don't know. I don't have that. No, you can't go in there. Where's your warrant, sir?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I have nothing in my house. If anybody's watching this,
Yeah, right.
There's nothing. I have kids here, for crying out loud. There is nothing here of bad except for me.
This just turns into Pineapple Express on your end. Like, it's just like turns into a Rogan flick.
Oh my God. So what do you? Okay, so Panic's coming out in August. So like setup wise, how do you do it? So without a tour, like, what are the ideas? What are the things floating around your heads about kind of what you're gonna do? You know, digital concerts, different videos. Like, what are you gonna do?
I don't know, man. Like, you know, we've got some music videos, and we've talked about doing not a live concert per se, but like maybe like an exclusive listening party, like before the record comes out, where we actually sit and we talk about the tracks and we let fans in on the platform and they can watch. And then we do like an after show type VIP where we have like this type of thing one-on-one with each fan for like, you know, each fan gets 1 to 3 minutes or whatever. And then we, you know, and do something like that. I mean, that's all just been talked about. Nothing's really set in stone though, man. Like we just, it's like everybody, like I said earlier, it's like a moving dartboard, right? I mean, it's just like roll with the punches and just see where you end up going, man. And that's what we've been doing all of 2020. And it turns out that we're pretty good at doing it because things have been working out in our favor. So, you know, I can't complain about where it's been and nor will I start complaining about where I think it's going, because I think things are as amazing as they can possibly be right now.
Yeah, that's a really good outlook, man. There really is. Listen, I love you guys, and seriously, I wish you nothing but the best. Panic comes out August, and now I don't have the date in front of me because of what happened before.
Great.
Say it. What?
August 28th.
It is August 28th. Okay. I didn't want to say that and be wrong.
The new Faith No More record.
Faith No More record comes out August 28th.
People are going to be looking for it too. Like, dude, Cutter said it came out August 28th.
Everybody knows better than to listen to me. I mean, let's be real.
That dude's so full.
Like that guy, that idiot. I don't know how he gets to talk to all these rock stars, but
yeah.
sucks.
That's why the private investigator was there. Like, he's got no business with this.
That's exactly right. All right. August 28th. Panic. Second single. Do you know yet?
No.
Okay.
They've got ideas. You know,
ask.
The record label's doing this real cool thing, and I think it's kind of like, I don't know if they're inventing it or if it's something that has been happening in the hip hop and pop world for years, and they're just kind of adopting it. But they've been doing this thing where they release it on digital platforms, right? So they release a song on digital platforms, and they see how it reacts on digital platforms to know exactly what their next step and their next plan is with it. And I think that's fantastic because, you know, I mean, think about it. I mean, I'm a Spotify guy, and you know, I listen. I listen to Spotify and Pandora. So like, if I'm like working out or mowing the grass or something, and I don't want to have to like switch songs, I'll put it on Pandora radio and just go. But if I'm looking for something in particular, I'm Spotify all day long. But what I'm getting at, I guess, is they give it to the fans. They let the fans, the hardcore, the concrete foundation of the fan base, they let them consume it. And you know, if it's a hit with them, then they feel, I guess, it's going to be a hit elsewhere. And that's what they did with Panic, and I can only assume that's what they're going to do with the next
Fair
single.
enough. Yeah, I mean, they did it, your label specifically, and did it with Papa Roach's and a couple of the singles that were chosen on that. It's because fans were listening to it.
Yep.
Ends up being like the second most streamed song on an album, and you go, oh, well, must have
Makes
something
sense.
there.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Speaking of digital, you going to release this? Is this coming out physically at all?
Yeah. Yeah. So we have.
There are some
pre-order.
bands that have released albums that they just haven't done that. It's just only been digital.
Yeah, you know, I think that we still have I'm not sure that it's a huge consumption of physical records. But I think that there's still people there that want it. So, and we have like bundles that are available with vinyls coming back. People are, it's a collector's items. So,
I love
yeah,
it.
you know what I mean? Yeah. So people are getting the vinyls, they're getting like the exclusive t-shirts and the CD's there. It's real cool art, man. Like, you know, I mean, it's just us on the cover and all. It's real cool art. But no, like the inlay and everything, the way they did everything is super sweet. What's that?
I really like looking at ourselves.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, we knew that putting us on the cover would really boost sales. So
obviously, especially Lance's hair. Just swoop that down and.
Yeah, man. I mean, you gotta catch people off guard. They're gonna be walking through Walmart and go, whoa. You know,
those guys. I have to have that in my house.
I gotta buy it just for that cover. What is going on there? But no, man. I mean, like, you know, with the physicals, yeah. I mean, some people still get them. It's on Amazon. I think we got some stuff across our socials, and we did go with us on the cover. But the main reason that we did that is because we feel like there's so many artists and so many bands out there that you kind of get lost as like an actual member. So we've had this happen to us in the past where we'd be at a festival and we're like, you know what, we're gonna go walk out in the crowd. So we'll like go walk out in the crowd, and you'll have a bunch of people pass you and not know who you are, even if you just performed on stage. They won't know who you are. And then you walk over and you start signing stuff at like a merch tent or something like that, like, I just walked right past you. So we wanted to do our album cover to give people the visual, to put the band members with the music.
You know, some people would probably take that in a weird way. I love that idea, actually. Because you're absolutely right, and it does become there's faceless people, you know, in the world of music. I mean, that's just rock. It's every genre of music. I love that song. No clue what that band looks like. No clue who they even are. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with doing that.
Right. I mean, think about if you know, for me, and this is a personal story, when we were in Vegas with the Kill Pop Awards, I think you were actually there. You remember when 10 Years did yeah, what's that? You were at every one.
At every one, yeah.
Yeah, so you remember the year that 10 Years did the acoustic bit at the hotel or whatever we were at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that night, I think it was like 2-3 years ago. That night, Disturbed was there hanging, and we were talking with David, and I don't remember the drummer's name, but I'm not too familiar with. I love their music, but I'm not too familiar with them as members. So the drummer's like standing off in the cut, and the entire time I didn't know who he was. And like afterwards, of course,
Mike.
Yeah. So my drummer, of course, afterwards is like, dude, like what the hell, man? And I'm like, right. I don't know. So like, that's another example of like, you can be next to the juggernauts of the industry that we're in any industry. If you're not, you know, if you're not Michael Jackson or something, you can be next to these people and not even know who they are. So we wanted to put the face with the name, and the photo shoot that we did, we feel is the best photo shoot we ever did, So it was one of those things where everything started to kind of fall in line and go together. And we were like, you know what? We're just going to take all the imagery that we already have, all the music that we already have, and we're going to put it all together, and we're going to call that our new album.
There is something to be said about not overthinking it either, and just doing what your gut says to do.
Yeah, man. And when you're doing like merch, or you're doing design, or you're doing any of that stuff, when you get so many different cooks in the kitchen, it can get real stressful. So when you're trying to create album art, and it's a perfect example because that's big, right? It's one of the biggest things you do as an artist is album art. So when you're creating that or having someone create your vision of that, if they don't hit the mark, it gets frustrating. So this one was incredibly easy. It was like, we took a whole set of photos. We did like 6 or 7 different, outfit changes in different locations. And we looked at them, and by the end of them, we saw the one where I'm on the cover doing this. And we looked at it and we're like, wow, like that looks like an album cover. Boom. That easy. No fighting.
If it pops up like that, you can't deny that. You just do it.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, Matt from Ashes to New.
You did it.
Well, because you could say the song, but Matt, the rapper dude from Ashes from Ashes to New.
Papa Roach started the from, man. There was like a whole video on from that they created like 5 years ago. Look, yeah, the from.
The from. All right, dude. I really appreciate your time, man. Seriously.
Likewise, brother.
And thank you for really weird timing of your computer going out and a private investigator showing up at my house.
Dude, they did it on purpose. They got your Zoom on lockdown, man.
The FBI, they're watching.
Be careful.
I don't know what they're watching me for. There's nothing here.
Well, they're probably saying the same thing. You just need to get some fresh art in the background, man. Just gotta switch it up. Switch it up every time.
FBI, there's seriously nothing in my house. Nothing. 2 children and me. That's it.
It's good. That's good. That's
convincing.
That's going to be viral on Facebook in like 2 weeks. Like Cutter goes missing, and this is exactly what he said right before he goes missing.
Oh shit! I might disappear on purpose.
Don't do that, man.
I am going on vacation in like 3 weeks.
All right. Well, don't tell anyone.
I'm not going anywhere because we can't go anywhere.
Yeah, your staycation
at all. I'm gonna ride my motorcycle around the state of Wisconsin and sleep in fields in a tent because go anywhere else.
Going back to the roots, man. Going back.
And it is my motorcycle, not my friend's old motorcycle that I don't know where it is. Okay.
They're gonna follow you, hoping that you lead them to the motorcycle.
Right? No kidding. Cannot get over this. All right, dude. Seriously, thank you so much, man. We'll talk again soon, I'm sure.
Appreciate you, brother. Stay safe, man.
You got it, man.
Cutter's Rockcast.
Don't forget to tune in.
Exactly.